here we're going to start with the inquire tamen. So this is an imperative. And then pick up this clause here. This is going to be an indirect question with a present subjunctive. So ask, nevertheless, however, to whom. This is dative. And then we got our plakeos. And so in the next three pieces here, he tells us what he's not. So this would create a litotes. Instead of saying, I am Apollo, he's saying, I am not an inhabitant Montis. I am not a pastor. And then I am not wild watching here, so long I, the Armenta Greges way. And then he says, Nescus Temeraria. This is vocative describing Daphne. And then he repeats the Nescus here, so really emphasizing you do not know. Rash one, you do not know. And then this is an indirect question again. Notice that it's in the same place as our indirect question up here. And it's also using that qui code word with a present subjunctive. So parallel structure there. So you do not know whom you flee. And so fugus. Then in this part, we've got a pretty effective polysyndeton here. And we've got Delphica describing Tellus. That's a subject. Et chloros, et tenedos. And then partaria regia, naque, completing that polysyndeton. And then servit, serve me, or serving to me, something like that. I'll just make that a direct object. We've got Jupiter, est genitor. I'll write a synonym over that for you. There you go. And then we have this per me, and it repeats down here as well. So through me, translate your quote here as that which. And then we have both polysyndeton with our quays, and then you also have a polyptoton. Remember, a polyptoton is where we have the same word in different forms. So these are the forms of the verb to be. So we have the future tense, the perfect tense, and the present tense. So that which will be, and which was, and which is revealed. So through him. So that's noting his oracle powers. And then finally, through me, songs harmonize with the strings. And so that's where this could be considered metonymy or synecdoche, where the strings represent potentially his lyre or a musical instrument of that type. Line 519 depends on this word sagita. And so then we'll go to nostra. Nostra is a poetic plural, so it means our, but we'll translate it as mine. And it's describing the sagita. Est, and then certa. Quidem just means indeed. And then this part, however, my one sagita is, use that is again, certior. So this word is repeated in the same position, creating some parallelism there in the line. Likewise, this would be a polyptoton because it's the same word in different forms. So that and that. All right, and then this next part is a relative clause. This quae refers back to the arrow. And so the arrow which, fecit, so quae is your subject, fecit's our verb, made, vulnera, in, laco. So the object of that preposition in is pectore. Laco technically, but it is an adjective, so we want both of those words going together there. All right. 521 and 522, he tells us a little bit more about his realm of power. So we have medicine is meum and ventum. It's just a complement. And I am called, I am said, the opifer per orbum through the world, so showing how much power he holds there. And then in this one, we've got potentia as our subject. We have an ellipsis where we've left off the word est. Going with that, so the power herborum is genitive, arum. So of the herbs is subjectia, and then just use kind of like as nobis, as my. So the power is under my control. But then this is the kind of the ironic thing for him, and he recognizes that. So he says, woe to me. So this word ae just means woe, like, oh no. Our quote is because, so it's telling us why it's woe to him, because my love is uncurable, or excuse me, is curable by no herbs. And so this could be considered a litotes, since it's an understatement here. And then he continues and he says, we've got this relative clause in the middle. We talked about this in class. We should start with artes, even though it's the last word in the line. So it's kind of an unusual word order for prose, but for poetry, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So the artes are not beneficial to the master. The artes, it's the antecedent of quae. It comes after it, so it's a little bit strange there. It's almost like he's forgetting what he's talking about. So the skills which prosunt are beneficial to everyone. And that's how he ends his speech. And we'll talk more about the specifics of this in class.